Story 1. I, 26 male, recently discovered that my wife, 27 female, has been involved in an affair for the past 6 months or so. The way I found out was when the guy she was sleeping with reached out to inform me. He was pissed as she had ended the relationship with him without his approval. Initially, I doubted the validity of his claims. I thought it was some loser on FB. But then he started going about the story, how they met via a mutual friend, whom I know personally too. How and where and when they screwed while I was at home thinking she was at her mother's place or at her part-time job. Then he provided me the screenshots. That was the moment my entire world tipped over. I was at work when it happened, so I promptly blocked him and left work. I headed home straight away and confronted her. I guess she had no time to collect herself or come up with lies, so she immediately broke down in tears and admitted to everything. I'm feeling utterly lost and unsure of what steps to take next. Complicating matters further, we have a 4-year-old daughter. I do not want to see my daughter every other week. I don't want my daughter to grow up in a broken home, but I just don't know how to move past this dilemma. If I didn't have my child, I would not even think twice about walking away. But I do have a child. What shall I do? I need advice, please. Update. I've met with a lawyer to explore my options, and I'll also be seeing a therapist. Although my wife claims she wants to remain married, it seems her primary focus is on co-parenting without conflict and agreeing to any terms I set as long as I don't restrict her access to our daughter. I'll remain cautious about her intentions. I'll also fight for primary custody of my child since my wife has no place anyway, and the current house we reside in is in my parents' names, but will be mine upon their passing. She also only works part-time, but she will have to switch to full-time if I get primary custody, because then she'll need to pay child support. My main priority is minimizing disruption in our daughter's life. One day, when she's old enough, she'll know the reason she didn't have an intact family was because of her mother. You're doing it right, OP. Your primary concern should be your daughter. I hope you do get the primary custody too, because your wife sounds like a sorry example for a mother. Do not let your wife crawl back to you, as she inevitably would try to. Stay strong. Story 2. Sorry people, this is a bit long because it is somewhat of a memoir I'm going to use for counselors. Met my wife when we were 15. I fell madly in love quickly. She broke my heart a few times in high school, but we were together 95% of the time. Lost virginity to each other at 17 years old. That lasted about 10 seconds. We get married at 20. She's very self-conscious and shy about her body. Let me have sex with her often, but I never get to see her, touch her, kiss her down there, etc. Missionary only. It would still last about 10 seconds. Have our first baby when we are 21. She becomes a stay-at-home mom and I run a family business. Frustrated by her lack of sexual confidence and adventure, I turned to porn. I got addicted very badly, but I was good at hiding it and she never knew. Had our second baby when we were 25. He has special needs. Now she really needs to stay at home for him. Stress from this child is astronomical on both of us, but especially her. After all, I get to leave for work every day. I continue using porn as a crutch and start having issues getting it up for her. Impotence. At 29 years old. She still won't let me touch, see, or taste her. Her normal girl body doesn't excite me anymore, compared to busty lesbians going down on each other. But at 30 years old, she loses a fair amount of weight and gains some self-confidence. Now she's hot. She learns to masturbate and discovers what an orgasm is. That's right, in 13 years I have not given her a single orgasm. Still, I can't get it up for her, and she feels like I'm not attracted to her. I blame her lack of diversity in the bedroom, but that's not really the problem. The problem is porn. She approaches me a year ago and says she would like to try an open relationship because I can't pleasure her, nor have I ever pleasured her. She wants to find a friend who can get hard and last longer. I am distraught and grossed out by this. We are each other's one and only sex partner. For 2 months, I go back and forth between, okay, we can try it, to, no, it's disgusting, how could you want that? In desperation, I confess to stop her, my porn addiction. It was sometimes a 5 times a day habit. It's the whole reason I couldn't get it up anymore. I had been addicted for 10 years. I decide to go see a urologist. He says, stop abusing porn, you idiot. I quit looking at porn. I start exercising and lose a bit of weight. I was really trying to improve myself. The impotence problem isn't yet solved, but it will be soon. One night, she approaches me crying. "Sit down. We need to talk." She confessed to an affair. It happened before her request for an open relationship. She says she doesn't really want an open relationship, but hoped I would give her permission for one, as a means to retroactively excuse her affair. She went to his house about 6 times. He even once planned a secret trip to a hotel out of town with him. He made her come like I never did. The last time she was with him, she was feeling enough guilt and anxiety that she got up in the middle of sex and left him, then broke it off. About 4 months after she broke it off, she confessed this all to me. I would have had no idea had she not told me. I was totally oblivious. I had a mental breakdown and was hospitalized for several days. I'm put on antidepressants and antipsychotic medicines. They help a little. Meanwhile, after 3 months of no porn, my impotence problem is gone and she has become sexually adventurous. The sex life is truly satisfying, all because I was willing to quit porn, very difficult to do, and because she was willing to open herself to me like never before. The physical connection between us is better than ever before. However, now there's an emotional void between us. I feel like our friendship is ruined and I have become emotionally abusive to her. In my heart is a war between loving her and hating her. I still love her so much. Then, that bitch, she must be an awful person if she was willing to do that to me. But she confessed and she's sorry. No, she still chooses to go to him. These are the thoughts at war with each other in my brain. I can't silence them. I seem to have bipolar issues since she confessed. Some days I'm very nice to her. Some days I call her disgusting or a slut. You name it. In my rage, I have said it to her. I have been a real asshole to her. When I calm down, my horrible words make me sad and devastate her. She'll never forget some of the things I've called her. In my anger, I can't seem to stop the hatred from spewing from my mouth. I feel like my bride, my best friend, whose virginity we gave to each other, has been tainted by this other guy. It's fucking disgusting to me. She begged me for forgiveness, but I can't seem to forgive her, even though I want to. We're closer than ever to divorce. I'm about to lose my house and my kids, as well as the woman who used to be my best friend, all because I can't force myself to be good to her. All because I find myself unable to forgive. I even had sex with a prostitute to get even with her. I wanted her to feel the same pain that I do. It hurts her, but she forgives me and begs me to forgive her. She says she understands that I'm really hurt and lashing out because I'm broken inside. Since she confessed, she's done everything in her power to mend the relationship. But I have an insatiable rage, an unquenchable desire for revenge. I want to be with her, but I also want her to pay for her crime by losing me. Obviously, I can't have both. We have both felt close to suicide. For the sake of our kids, I don't think it'll go there. My bipolar episodes have gotten severe enough that I have told her that I want a divorce and then begged for her to take me back within an hour. I flip-flop uncontrollably. I don't know how to stop. I've tried to turning to medicine, turning to God, turning to family. Nothing calms the storm inside of me. It has been almost 8 months since she confessed, and tonight, I moved out of the house. I'm the one ruining the marriage at this point. She's trying so hard, desperate for my forgiveness and love, but I'm the one who is failing her now. Everybody I talk to says that good people sometimes make terrible mistakes. I tell her that you can't make a mistake like this and be a good person. Why can't I get past this and move on with our life together? I would take any pill, see any counselor. I'm not religious, but for the sake of our marriage, I would turn to God. What the hell should I be doing now? I can't quit hurting. Can't blame her. My dude, you sound like you were never there for her. If you love her, give her a second chance. But I say both of you need individual counseling and then marriage counseling together. State your boundaries firmly and the consequences for crossing them. I do believe in second chances because none of us are perfect. People make mistakes. We don't communicate effectively enough and we may listen, but we don't always hear what our partner is saying to us. Counseling can help with the communication issues and with helping you process your anger, which is justifiable. Comments. Sounds like you had an affair with porn before she had an affair with a person. She sounds remorseful, like you're the person for her. Usually I'm all about shaming the wayward spouse, but in your case, I would say get some good individual counseling and embrace the new physical attachment you have for each other. You have to let go of your anger. I think you both need to take responsibility for this affair. You both went elsewhere for your sexual needs. You had a sexual relationship, maybe even an affair with porn, that made you unable to be with your wife. She became unsatisfied and went elsewhere. I'm not saying she's justified in her actions, but you did push her away. Also, having sex with a prostitute to get back at her is not good. Two wrongs don't make a right. I don't think she's the only one who needs to earn trust back here. You do too. If you're not willing to do that, I'd say this might be over. You need to get into some counseling ASAP. Good luck.